A Mouse's Dilemma, Part 2. A Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written and narrated by Mira Rose. Artwork for the opening and thumbnail image by Little Sarius on Instagram. Go give them all the likes, the loves, the comments, the shares, the follows by following the link to them in the description box below to their social media. Now then, if you haven't heard the previous part of the story, go ahead and use the description box to find that link. Watch that first so that everything makes sense. And then please enjoy A Mouse's Dilemma, Part 2. Luca Goffin as Vipereon. How interesting. Truthfully, Luca couldn't remember his first impression of Cat Noir. One day he didn't exist, and then he did. His impression of him got washed away in the newness of Paris having a supervillain and the threat of being someone's minion. Then again, until Marinette, he'd paid more attention to his guitar than most things. While normally he'd agree that all's fair in love and war, he didn't feel that way when it came to his favorite little mouse. He liked Marinette, even before he learned she was MultiMouse. It didn't seem like Cat figured out she's Ladybug either, but Vipereon could keep his observations a secret. Sorry, Cat Noir, but he could share everything but her. It would be her choice in the end, if either of them ever got that far, but he wasn't going to be overly polite to his teammate/romantic rival. Like Ladybug said, Cat Noir smiled, gritting his teeth. I should cataclysm this. The comment brought him back to the Akuma fight. Like I said, Vipereon returned his smile. That won't end well. The Akuma of the day's brother created Zodiac plush toys, and then got into a fight with the victim in question because she wanted to include her cat toy and found out cats weren't a part of the Chinese Zodiac. In their first attempt, Cat had cataclysmed the plush, thinking the Akuma lay inside it, but that turned out to be a mistake. So, after learning where it was and turning back the clock, Vipereon told Ladybug they needed MultiMouse. Guys, can we just focus on getting the stuffed animals? MultiMouse looked between him and Cat Noir, and he couldn't help but smile. The brother has the Akuma plush, Vipereon said, not taking his eyes off Cat's challenging ones. Great! Let's go get it! A great idea, Cat echoed, his arms crossed. It looked like his jealousy flamed up a little earlier than the last few tries. Perhaps it was because Vipereon's patience for his childlike antics was wearing thin. We've tried that. Vipereon placed a hand on MultiMouse's shoulder, watching Cat's eyes narrow at the touch. This should be enough to motivate him. What do you suggest? Cat's voice fell flat. He'll hand it over if we got all the stuffed animals back. So long as their superhero kitty didn't go feral first. I can see why you told Ladybug to get me, MultiMouse said, squeezing the stuffed animals they'd already gathered to her chest. I'll leave it to you guys to guard the plush toys and the boy, okay? You got it, Cat said, answering before Vipereon could. He scampered away, and Vipereon knew it was a competition. It was childish, sure, but he understood what they were actually fighting for. Not that he'd give that cat the satisfaction. All's fair in love and war, but Vipereon wasn't going to let the board between them play unevenly. Sure, Vipereon liked Cat Noir quite a bit, but not enough to fall back on his feelings for Marinette. It was clear he was interested, and who could blame him? She's probably the most incredible girl he knew. Well, perhaps the board wasn't fair this time around. Vipereon knew exactly where the next plushie was, so after he exchanged a plan with MultiMouse, he touched it down to snag it just before Cat did. He saw the scowl across his teammate's face and had to swallow a smirk. "No," he all but growled, and he couldn't blame him. "This isn't a competition, Cat." Vipereon chose his words carefully, knowing it wasn't true. The skin under Cat's mask flushed pink. "I know that." "Just checking." Vipereon left first, knowing that would be enough to get the cat back on track. He'd go for the rat plushie, so Vipereon would go for the rabbit plush. At the end of the day, this is an Akuma fight, and the goal wasn't a girl. It was saving Paris. Sure, he was a bit of a hypocrite, but he wouldn't let guilt or shame wear him down. For Vipereon, dating and Akuma fights were two separate things, and he intended to keep them that way. Besides, if he wanted to spend more time with Marinette and impress her, he could just ask her out for ice cream or a movie when they were done with this and the city was Miraculous Ladybugged. He didn't have to keep a mask on for her to fall for him. So yeah, no sweat, no competition. Besides, Vipereon already knew where the plush toys they needed were. Time-turning powers and all that, you know. Eggs and rabbits. Unlike his teammate, Vipereon finished the fight with a light heart. Yeah, there was no dilemma here. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, thank you to Little Sarius for the artwork, link to them in the description box. And thank you for listening all this way. If you are still listening, don't forget to comment either SnekMouse or MultiNoir. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!